Hi everybody, welcome to our digital kennel. I'm GermanShepherdman.com, and I got an email from a guy that had a 5-month-old German Shepherd that was alerting on new things. A new stick that fell during the night, go out and he'd be or just anything new. There was a wheelbarrow moved. Hold on a second. A wheelbarrow moved, or something in the yard was different, and the little 5-month-old would see the different thing and approach it, which is a good thing. He's not tucking his tail and running, backwards. That's a fear dog. So I told him, I said, that's good that he's barking at and approaching, not a problem, but you can do two great things when your puppy does that. Both of these are very important, and I use them both a lot. One is teaching hush. Now this is my hand signal for hush. That's what all my teachers did in elementary school. I was the guy that first day of school, I always picked a seat, a desk in the back row, and within 3 days I was sitting right by the teacher because, I was that guy. And I got a lot of these, hush. So that's the hand signal I use when I started teaching hush or be quiet to my puppies as I was raising them up. So now you know the rest of the story. Anyway, a little puppy that's alerting on things like that, it's a great time to teach them hush. I would let them alert, and then eventually I'd get their attention, Major, hush. And as soon as they get quiet, and maybe they don't, but maybe they're continuing to bark, and you have to elevate, Major, I said hush, and he gets quiet. Good boy, Major, hush. Good boy, hush. That's a good boy, Major, hush. So you can teach the hush command, and boy, that comes in handy. I like for my dogs to be able to and be quiet. Now I have some dogs here that I bought as older dogs. They don't know that, and they never really grabbed it, and I haven't really focused on them, so they're a little barky, they're a little fussy sometimes, but it's okay. But Major, he lives with me. Lonnie, Ruby, Sergeant, a lot of dogs that I've had over the years, and I trained them as puppies. That's all I have to do. Matter of fact, before I got these older dogs, these two girls I bought, and I walked out in the yard. Of course, everybody started barking. Let me out first, Daddy, Daddy, Daddy. Let me out first. Roar, roar, roar. And I just hold my hand up and go, and the whole kennel would go silent. It was so cool. How did that happen? Teaching hush when they alerted on whatever as a little puppy. Part of my puppy training system. It's very important. Now, the second thing that you could train a dog that's doing that is to go on alert on command. This is the opposite of hush. This is encouraging the alertness, the barking, and the, Major does that extremely well. I noticed when he would alert on something, I would say this is what I use, this is the word I use, Major, watch him. Watch him, Major, watch him, kind of, boil him up a little bit. And he'd be like, yeah. Now he's got it down so well, he lives in the house with me. When I let him out, most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time I let him out. And as soon as we're about to open the gate, I look at him and say, Major, watch him. And he comes out like a bullet. And he runs around the perimeter of the whole interior fenced property, and he's running, he's looking for something to watch. He's looking for something to alert on. If there's a squirrel, it better get out of the way quickly, because here he comes, and I mean, he's 90 miles an hour. I'm fudging, probably 35. But anyway, he's going hard. He's running all the way around. He does a complete lap, and then he comes back to me, and he said, Daddy, I chased them all off. Throw the ball. So it's a fun thing, and he loves it. And now, if I need him to alert, who knows? He's in the truck with me. We're uptown, and maybe there's 2 or 3 guys that act like they want to be bad about something. Maybe they want to, you know how some people are. I just kind of roll the window down and say, Major, watch him. All of a sudden, you just backed up 3 guys that were trying to maybe do who knows what. They just had a bad attitude, a bad look about them. Well, we just wiped that attitude off their face. They went from by taking that, alerting as a puppy, and encouraging it with a word or 2. You can use McGillicuddy. It doesn't matter what words you use as long as you and everybody in the house uses the same consistent command and just reward the alert. It can come in really handy. So anyway, wanted to tell you about that. It's part of my puppy training system. You want to get that. I have 2 puppy training systems. Young puppy training system for new puppies, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months old that you just get. An older puppy training system. Maybe you got an older puppy or a rescue or whatever, and they never were really trained, and you got to start them at kindergarten and get them to become a champion. I took a dog that was 10 months old. I didn't even train her to sit because I did this on purpose. I wanted her to get 10 months old and then take her from not knowing anything to becoming an absolute working champion with that ball and great obedience. And I documented, Jay and I documented the whole, it took us a year, documented the whole process. So, and wow, if you need both of those, they're $2.98 a piece, but you can get both of them and get a $100 discount by getting them both at once, if you so desire. Anyway, teaching hush, important. Teaching alert on command could be important, so try that out. I'm Charles Miller. Thank all of you from all of us. GermanShepherdman.com.